do that.
All right, allow me to set the stage. It's a Friday night and you're on a date at a nice Italian restaurant. You're looking through the menu and lo and behold, the garlic bread is enticing you like none other. Who's gonna say no to some garlic bread? Not me. But now a problem arises. Your breath smells. The last thing you want on a date is bad breath. Well, look no further. We have the perfect product for you. For all your bad breath and dental hygiene concerns, don't worry, we got you. In our presentation, we'll start off by going over our opportunity and goal, then our product, followed by our business model, our marketing strategy, and finally, the future of iChew. This is our team. We have Viv as our CEO, myself as COO, Matt as CFO, Chance as CTO, and Cindy as our one and only CMO.
Now to identify our market opportunity and product goals. iChew was invented to solve the problems of tooth decay, bad breath, and improper oral hygiene. Bad breath is caused by tooth decay, which is permanently damaged areas in the teeth that develop into tiny holes called cavities, and is caused by sugary foods and beverages. This decay is deterred through dental care products such as brushing, flossing, and now chewing. With up to 20% of the population causing gum and tooth damage due to overbrushing, and with up to 50% of youths aged 5 to 17 suffering due to tooth decay, we believe that iChew is a product that will help our population maintain their oral hygiene. Now, the solution. We all know that feeling of dread when we have to walk into a bad dental checkup. No one likes to admit that we didn't floss to our dentists. iChew solves this problem. It is an easier and more fun way to clean your teeth. iChew can keep your mouth healthy. Now, when identifying the market size, since there aren't any real competitors in the field that are supplying the same product, we believe an analysis of the chewing gum market will provide a good expectation of our market potential. According to the US Census Bureau, the average American chews 1.8 pounds of gum each and every year. And as reported by the Los Angeles Times, the global chewing gum market reached a value of $22.5 billion in 2019. We believe that over time, our product can grow to a large share of this already large market.
Now, here are some core features of iChew. Firstly, our gum works just like your typical toothpaste, and it contains some of the major toothpaste ingredients like fluoride, mild abrasives, and xylitol. Our product is different from other gums in the market because it contains cleaning agents to prevent decays, fight plaque, and gingivitis, which are early forms of common gum disease. Our gum is also 100% sugar-free, which means instead of using sweetened sugar, our gum instead contains sugar alcohols and natural sugar like xylitol and stevia. So what sets xylitol apart from normal sugar is that although it's easily consumed by the bacteria, once consumed, the bacteria uses their energy to expel the xylitol instead of reproducing, which makes your teeth less sticky and less prone to cavities. And stevia has almost no calories and is known to have antibacterial effect on teeth. And lastly, great thing about iChew is that you don't have to rely on your toothbrush and toothpaste everywhere you go. Our product works just like your regular gum, except we take care of your oral health and hygiene on the go. And for best effect, we recommend chewing after every big meal. And we want to emphasize that this is a great alternative or supplement, not a substitute for toothbrushing. But overall, our product will come in handy if you don't have immediate access to bathroom and time to brush your teeth. Now I'm going to talk more about what iChew does. So mentioned previously, our gum contains cleaning agents that other gums don't. So fluoride has this important function because it strengthens tooth enamel and makes your teeth more resistant to decay. And the abrasives clear stains without damaging your tooth structure, while the detergent breaks down substances on your teeth, even with the presence of water or saliva. Also, our product reduces down teeth and gum damages that you can get from overbrushing your teeth, which is actually a pretty common problem, as Matthew mentioned earlier. So overall, it's awesome because you can secure your dental health and convenience all at once. Lastly, for pricing, we set on $4 per pack that contains 35 pieces of gum. We figured this was a reasonable price for our product since ours contain cleaning ingredients that other gums don't, and also considering our quality biodegradable packaging as well.
I will now be going into our product's business model. So our business model can be broken down into two categories, business to consumer and business to business. Our business works by allowing customers to order our product online and in bulk from the convenience of their homes. We ship the product directly to their doorstep and save the hassle of waiting in line. We also will give customers the option of walking into their local grocery or drugstore and purchase the product in person, eliminating both shipping costs and waiting for the product to arrive. This gives our consumers the option of ordering in bulk online or simply buying a few packs on the go. To provide a quick and basic breakdown of our sources of revenue, 75% of our revenue is generated through online sales, while the other 35% is the result of in-store purchases.
We have also created a marketing strategy to make iChew possible, and this will be outlined in 3 steps. The first step is to determine our target audience, and we decided that young adults and parents would fit this the best. And right now, with the current market research, we see that young adults typically brush their teeth twice a day or sometimes 3 times a day. As a company, we want to raise these percentages up and bring more awareness to oral health and hygiene. On the next slide, you can see that young adults typically still go half a day or a whole day brushing their teeth. But the main reason why we chose young adults as our target audience is because they simply love chewing gum. As you can tell, in the ages between 18 to 25, 47% of the population are young adults and they love chewing gum. Another fun fact is that females tend to chew gum more than males do. So now, why parents? So parents, we chose parents as our target audience because according to Children's Dental and Orthodontics, 1 in 3 children don't brush their teeth enough. Why children don't like to brush their teeth enough is because they have tender gums. They don't like the feeling of it. They're lazy or they're dependent on parents to constantly tell them to brush their teeth. Now, the second step is our logo and our packaging. So our packaging was inspired by floss packaging, but inside you'll find gum pieces. Our packaging is also biodegradable and recyclable. The third step, which I believe is the most important step, is to market our product on Instagram. So we will create Instagram stories that are interactive because we want to ensure that our customers feel like they have a say in our company so they can choose possible gum flavors or packaging preferences. So the other thing we will do on Instagram is reach out to influencers, and these will include young adults, dental hygienists, local clubs and orgs like Oral Health and Society at UC Davis. And this will be for a long-term goal, which will be for celebrities and YouTubers to market iChew.
And then looking at the competitive landscape of iChew, we see that iChew is the best product when it comes to actually cleaning teeth and eliminating bad breath. Epic also contains xylitol, which helps kill the bacteria that is on your teeth. However, it also doesn't have the fluoride and the abrasives that we mentioned earlier, which makes it so it's not that good at actually clean the teeth and doesn't eliminate all the bad breath germs. We do see that iChew is not the strongest when it comes to having the variety of flavors or sizes, but we do believe that over time we can expand our product line and eclipse Epic and Extra in those departments. So when summing up the competitive advantages, we see that iChew is the best at eliminating bad breath through our ingredients like fluoride, through those abrasives, and through xylitol. We also see that we're the best at cleaning teeth and whitening teeth. So when you're on that date and you're chewing that garlic bread, you're able to chew some iChew after. The mild abrasives will rub off any stains you have on your teeth, so your breath won't smell bad. And when you're taking that picture for your own Instagram, your teeth are nice, white, and shiny. And then iChew will also help improve your gum health overall by removing any food waste and getting rid of that plaque and that bacteria that builds up over time. When we're looking at our breakdowns of revenue and costs, if we do receive the grant, then we see in year 5, we have a revenue of $400,000 and be profitable in 2.5 years. However, without the grant, we do believe that we will be profitable in year 4. We will use most of our funds to fund inventory and then 35% for marketing. We believe that with the push in marketing, we will have a lot more orders and we will require the inventory in order to not have a backload of orders. And we really want to make sure we get our product into consumers' hands, and investing in our supply chain and equipment will allow us to make sure that is done faster and we don't experience any bottlenecks in the future. In the future, we believe that iChew is going to be part of everyone's daily routine. We're not trying to get rid of the toothbrush, but it's just not possible to take your toothbrush out when you're on a date, not pulling out of your pocket with a toothpaste and a sink next to you. It's not coming out of a purse or a bag. But we believe that in the future, if you want to eat that garlic bread, we go ahead. We want you to, but you can have iChew after because iChew got you. Thank you very much.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having us here today. Our team is excited to present our company, Serva. We are reimagining fast fashion.
Hello, I'm Mary.
Diana.
Ryan.
I'm Larissa.
I am Wendy.
And I'm Armand.
So I want everyone here to look at the clothes you're wearing right now. Where do you think they'll end up when you don't want them anymore in 20, 30 years from now? Well, in 2018, 17 million tons of textile waste ended up in landfills or incinerators. This is due to the era of fast fashion, where retailers are mass producing in order to fit the current trends, causing textiles to be one of the leading categories of waste. Less than 1% of clothes are actually broken down and turned into new items. So this is where we come in. As a company, Serva is trying to tackle the waste problem through our facility that turns unwanted materials into clothes that can be repurposed and reused. The problem at hand is that retailers have excess inventory and clothing returns, which they tend to sell to places like Goodwill, leading to a buildup of unwanted clothes. We would like to think that donating clothes to Goodwill is the end-all be-all solution, but that's not the case. Goodwill actually sends a large supply of its clothes to landfills. The problem with this is that textiles can take up to 200 years to decompose, but nearly 95% of all clothing waste could be reused or recycled. We just aren't disposing of it properly. Goodwill also sends clothes overseas to developing countries, which sounds good, right? Wrong. The influx of used clothes actually robs locals of creating any business or income of their own, which is actually harming the economy. So our facility, Serva, buys unwanted clothes from nonprofits, thrift stores like Goodwill, and wholesale used clothes distributors. Our technology then sorts the clothes into their respective materials. The sorted clothes are stripped down and recycled into raw materials, which are then able to be sold to the companies who actually need them. Our services not only reduce landfill waste and the buildup of unwanted clothing, but will also allow businesses who need the material to purchase from us and source recycled products. This allows them to promote eco-friendly practices to their environmentally conscious consumers. Now, our Chief Branding Officer, Larissa, will talk more about our business model.
Thank you, Diana. We buy low-quality garments and mixed rags from international textile sales companies such as Bank & Vogue. By sorting and breaking down these used clothing items, we end up with yarns of different materials. We then sell those yarns to retailers like H&M and art stores like Michael's at a rate that undercuts new yarn by an average of 25 cents per pound. Next, we'll hear from our CEO, Mary.
Thanks. According to Allied Market Research, the global textile recycling market size is expected to reach $8 billion by 2026, exhibiting a compounded annual rate of growth of 5.1% during the next 5 years. From this data, we can answer the following question. Do consumers actually care about sustainable fashion? The short answer is yes. According to an April 2020 research done by McKinsey, of the 2,000 surveyed consumers, over 65% consider the use of sustainable material and a company's promotion of sustainability to be an important purchasing factor. Next, I'll pass it on to our Chief Technology Officer, Armand.
Thanks, Mary. Service methodology consists of 4 main steps. First, we sort the incoming batch of clothing. Next, we fragment the sorted fabrics into fibers. Then those separated fibers are disentangled and spun into yarn. Finally, we wash and respin the yarn to produce the end product. Our company uses cutting-edge technology to efficiently process and recycle the incoming clothing. Now bear with me here as I explain the details. FTIR spectrometer is the technology we use to sort the textiles. The spectrometer emits infrared rays that are absorbed by the textile and then reflected back to identify the color and type of fabric from a known database. As far as the recycling process goes, we use drum corders to pull apart the fabrics into fibers that are then spun back into yarn using friction spinning. This tertiary structure displayed lists the main components required to successfully run our operations. A system of industrial conveyor belts paired with the spectrometer and movable bins constructs our sorting system. Additionally, the recycling system consists of the direct friction spinning system along with the carting process fueled by textile materials. Next, I'll pass it on to Ryan, our financial officer.
So we're looking for a base of operations in either Texas or North Carolina. The reason we're doing that is because of cheap building costs, low taxes, and the fact that it's very, very business friendly. we would need around 10,000 square feet to start up. And for example, this is an industrial space in North Carolina, and it is 4 times the amount of square footage we need at a $50,000 starting bid. So therefore, it makes sense that around $150,000 total would be the cost that we would need to start up our skeleton.
Now here are 3 of Serva's global competitors. Avenue focuses on recycling cotton garment waste into renewable fiber. Warren again focuses on separating the polyester from non-reusable textile. And Renewal Cell focuses on recycling the cotton and worn-out jeans into raw materials. For our competitive analysis, we focused on areas where a potential buyer might look into. From our research, the research and design strength of these textile recycling companies have shown to improve every year. However, not all of them recycles all types of textile like Serva. Additionally, the investment cost for each recycling company differs on the resources and capacity needed to operate their own technology. With Serva, we strive to make partnership cost-effective with our low-cost resources. Lastly, unlike our competitors, Serva wants to grow. We want to establish our own clothing brand made exclusively from recycled yarn. We hope to move the fashion apparel industry from a linear model into a circular one. Now I'll pass it on to our Chief Marketing Officer, Wendy.
Thank you, Mary. So this is our starting buyer persona. We have Tiffany, and she's on the young side, so she's aware of the growing interest in sustainable fashion among the younger generation and possibly interested in sustainable fashion herself. So her company is a clothing brand, and they want to appeal to the younger market by improving their CSR, but they're not quite sure how to start going about that, and they're not making very high profits, so they have to be very careful about where they put their money. So we offer them the resources to easily enter the sustainable fashion market at an affordable price, and overall, they'll gain a good image of being environmental friendly, which helps them in their own marketing. So we've come up with 3 main marketing tactics. The first one would be webinars, where we explain our technology and product and talk about what we can do for them. This is particularly important in the beginning, when no one knows of our company yet, and it's a low-cost way to reach a large audience. Next would be a referral program. So, for example, if Tiffany referred another company to us, we would give her a discount on her next purchase, and we also give the company she referred a discount for their first purchase. There's a huge network among industry professionals waiting to be tapped, and a report by Useful Social Media actually tells us that word of mouth influences 91% of a B2B purchaser's buying decisions. The last of the 3 tactics we have here would be to, naturally, maintain a strong social media presence. So we would partner with the companies that we trade with and promote each other on social media until the name of Serva is well known all through the fashion world. Next, I'll pass it back to Ryan.
All right, so looking at our expenses per year, it's around 490,000. We have 5 main expenses: energy, which is almost negligible, and then the 3 numbers that I want you to focus on are labor, mixed material, and transport. So labor, I have that at around 170,000. However, I'm assuming that we need 5 employees in our factory, where the number is more like 3 to 4. The mixed material, that's an actual quote from Bank & Vogue. So hypothetically, tomorrow, if we were to start up, that would be the price that we would get. And then the transport, that's shipping from Austin, Texas to Greenville, North Carolina, and then Greenville, North Carolina to Guangdong, China. So that shipping cost is the most expensive shipping cost that we'll really ever potentially need. So this 97 cents per pound is actually more expensive than our actual cost. All right, now onto the exciting stuff, profits. So our annual expenses are just under 500,000, but our potential sales are 1.5 million, which means that our annual expected profit is just over $1 million. We get this number off of 3 pounds of yarn, and the non-recycled yarn goes for $3.25 per pound on average. So that gives us a percent profit of 67.55%. In addition to only doing 42,000 pounds of yarn a month. Now, this is actually the most important number on this slide, because 42,000 pounds of yarn per month turns into 252 tons of yarn a year. Now, if we recall the size of this market, there are 17 million tons of textiles, and we're only doing 252 of them this year. So even if our competitors doubled, tripled, quadrupled, there would be no competition in this field because it's so big and it's just starting. All right, so for our next steps, we're planning on expanding both up and down our supply chain. Up, we're going to start our own clothing brand, and downwards, we're going to directly partner with Goodwill, Salvation Army, etc., as opposed to going with Bank and Vogue. For licensing our factory space, what we're going to do is there'll be retailers who won't necessarily want to give us their materials, but will want to be renewable anyways. So in order to increase our profits, we'll be leasing out parts of our factory space as we increase our size.
Thank you so much for your time and consideration, judges, and we welcome any questions you may have.
Hello, judges. I hope you're doing great. Thank you for having us here today. Let me begin our presentation by asking you all this one question. What has the pandemic done for you? Well, if you work at Facebook, there's a very good chance that you will be working from home long after the pandemic is over. Facebook has made 50% of its entire job remote permanently, and many other companies are following suit. They all have exponentially increased the number of remote jobs they offer. James Revell, the co-founder and vice president of Wildfire, has completely ditched his office space in order to save large sums of money on rent. Now I'll pass it on to Jay for him to give us some groundbreaking stats.
So the co-working space has grown consistently over recent years to a tune of an $11.5 billion market valuation by the year 2023. This is a $3 billion increase from the $8 billion valuation that it had in 2020. Now, I believe that this growth can be attributed to the transition that many Americans are making into remote work. However, this transition comes with the challenge of finding a suitable workplace that is void of any distractions that may occur in the household. A solution to this would be an affordable co-working space with a unique feel. And this is why we bring you Grinds, where the grind gets done and where your investment can flourish.
I'm Chetan.
I'm Anvi.
I'm Guarang.
I'm Amelia.
I'm Jay.
I'm Leslie.
And I'm Rubaiyat.
So as we move into market and competitive analysis, I believe there's a few key statistics to note. First and foremost, over 36 million Americans will be working remotely by the year 2025. I believe this illustrates that there is no shortage of consumers who will be receptive to our services. Next, businesses tend to lose $600 billion annually to workplace distractions, according to a FlexJobs study. This same study shows that remote workers are 35 to 40% more effective than their in-office counterparts. Businesses are taking notice and are adjusting their corporate real estate strategies to accommodate for this. Grinds hopes to take advantage of this shift in the industry.
So clearly, there's a substantial problem that needs to be addressed here. But why is Grinds the perfect solution? Grinds is a cost differentiating co-working space in the market that prides itself in being a safe haven for workers trying to escape the daily challenges of working at home. If you have a family, you might have run into a problem that shows that your home might not be a suitable environment for you to work because of distractions. Or you might not have a family, but you might want to revamp that college workplace vibe. If we're comparing it to WeWork, who currently owns a lot of market share, we know that they kind of geared their market strategy towards startups and corporations who don't want a private office, but want a temporary office. We want to target those solo workers who are just trying to have a flexible and reliable place to work. We have an adult study lounge feel with an emphasis on community, and that is where we aim to thrive, as opposed to WeWork, who does not accommodate solo workers well and charges very expensive drop-in fees.
So what can Grinds do for you? Our company will offer amenities such as a cafe, 24-hour vending machines, and an office supplies kiosk to purchase necessities for getting your work done. Also, lockers will be available for everyone for a small cost, but will come free with a higher tier membership. At Grinds, we encourage social interaction and engagement. A big part of growing one's business and personal success is making connections with others. A lounge area is perfect for someone who needs a break and to refuel. The shared spaces are ideal for drop-ins and shorter book times. We also offer private rooms for people who want zero distractions and meeting rooms where presentations or private study sessions can take place. To bring in more revenue and advertise our services, Grinds will have a referral program. This marketing strategy can incentivize members to bring in their friends and help spread the word. Redeemed guest passes will also make our members eligible for discounts on their monthly bill.
So now you might be thinking,
So many facilities, so many amenities, it might be expensive. Now, guess what? It is not. We are affordable. We are going to offer you all with three membership plans. First, go to the standard, where we get access to all communal areas and the 24 access to the facility for just $45 a month. When we compare this to our competitors like WeWorks, they charge a $45 membership fee plus a $50 charge for a day access to the facility. That is something that I would not prefer. And then we go to the premium. Premium gives the standard benefits as well as a 5 free hour a month in a private office and as well as a conference room for just $95. Just $95. I cannot resist myself, but we want to offer you more. We're going to offer you the platinum membership where there is standard and premium benefits. With that, we give you 10 free hours a month in a private office as well as an exclusive storage locker for just $135 a month. I cannot resist myself, so can you not. So come and grind with us.
So let's talk about how we will market our brand Grinds. Midtown Sacramento is the must location for a Grinds office space. Why is that? Well, Midtown proves to be a great location in a community mostly comprised of the target demographic, which gives a perfect transition to our main target audiences. Midtown Sacramento has vibrant and hip district with great foods, drinks, and historical monuments. The Midtown community is diverse in terms of race and income brackets. White-collar jobs account for 91% of Midtown's residents' employment, and these jobs translate well to work remotely. Especially the past 4 years, there has been a 1 to 2% increase of people moving to Sacramento for its affordable living, extra space, and change of community, especially during the COVID-19. On our left, we have our millennial demographic from ages 23 to 35, and on our right, we have our older audiences such as Generation X and baby boomers. Based on a demographic in Sacramento, we have targeted our two personas. People like Thriving Tina want a college study lounge environment with caffeine to keep calm, and Grinds as they are adjusting to work remotely has a drive for success. And those like Overwhelmed Oliver need a place of silence and tranquility in order to concentrate their well-being, work, and escape from family and social chaos. We need consistent presence on social media, especially 6 months prior before our launch. This helps to be discovered by our future clients. People are coming across the startups and never heard before brands thanks to these apps. We have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter has over millions of users, which gives Grinds to take advantage of the new modern marketing. We want to start campaigns, share stories, build an engaging community, and hear the voices for what our future clients are looking for. With these apps, we are able to track likes, page views, and analyze which people are coming across our company, those who are interested or those who are already using our business. The business growth of Grinds will be completed by getting the most from social media and its analytic tools that will bring brand awareness, create program opportunities, and generate a long-lasting caring community.
From here, we shall be talking about our financial planning and our Grinds formula. We use metrics from consulting.com on how much monthly costs are to run a co-working space in Philadelphia. From there, we applied a cost of living calculator to come up with the estimated cost for a co-working space in Sacramento. It showed that it was a 14% increase from Philadelphia. As a result, it gave us an idea of what our estimated revenues needed to be in order to stay afloat. In Midtown Sacramento, the rent would be around $16,900 and employees' wages would be $8,800. Approximately $25,700 would be our total costs. With cafe and member earnings, we need to be making at least $26,000 a month to survive in this competitive market. Today, how you can help us is provide an investment of $50,000 for us to get started. With the $50,000, we shall be using it to acquire furniture, such as office chairs, conference and training tables, private desks, appliances, and storage cabinets. With this investment, we can get our startup running. To lower costs, we've decided to partner up with the local vendor in Court. With Court, it will be easier to rent furniture and be able to change over the furniture based on the season and time, which makes it show how fresh and current we are as a startup. Finally, we have Amelia with next steps.
You might be wondering, what's next for Grinds? Well, some things we are considering for the future of our business are opening the cafe to the public, investing in daycare, and offering exclusive events and hope to engage the community. San Francisco can be a perfect next location for Grinds to thrive. The Bay Area has more remote eligible workers than anywhere else in California. In fact, it just so happens to have the largest work from home workforce in the US. Due to corporate real estate and SF plummeting, office spaces will become more available and cheaper to rent. We look forward to seeing you grinding at one of our locations soon. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed our presentation.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for being here. Before we start, I want to introduce the people behind our startup. I'm Ji Ping.
I'm Harris.
I'm Matthew.
Buddha.
I'm Camille.
And I'm Jocelyn.
I want to ask you, Eric, a question if you don't mind unmuting. How long did it take for you to get dressed today?
20 seconds.
20 seconds. Many able-bodied people often could wake up and quickly dress themselves in less than 5 minutes or 5 seconds like Eric. Yet 1 in 4 Americans have a disability that makes everyday tasks such as eating, using the bathroom, and especially putting on clothes a challenge. To put this in perspective, 24-year-old Alex lost both his legs when a train hit him. From that day on, he found putting on clothes difficult. Every day, he would put the jeans on his amputated leg, then attach his prosthetic leg, then pull his pants over his legs. Each action takes him about 15 minutes each. Dressing up could take Alex an hour. You may be thinking, why doesn't Alex wear adaptive clothing that is made to help people with disabilities like him? It's expensive. A single shirt can cost upwards to $50. People with disabilities have to deal with the higher prices of adaptive clothing, and many clothes are not fashionable and often only target the elderly.
Introducing Equal Adaptive, an adaptive clothing company that focuses on providing the most stylish, comfortable, and high-quality clothing at an affordable price. We are a company that cares about using environmentally friendly materials, but most importantly, we care about the people. We aim to modernize the adaptive clothing industry by introducing newer trends that appeal to the younger generations in clothing today and cater to the needs of our consumers. With our clothes, people with disabilities will have an easier quality life. Now, our inspiration for Equal is to provide individuals like Alex the functionality that he needs and offer him the ability to have self-expression through clothing. Alex shouldn't feel self-conscious because he has a disability. Instead, we want him to feel confident every day. We want people like Alex to feel included while rocking Equal. Now, let's dive into Equal's target audience. Equal's audience will consist of individuals who have mobility-related disabilities, struggle with getting dressed, and who are in their 20s to 40s. Our clothes will be aimed towards both men and women who enjoy expressing themselves through fashion, who strive to be independent, enjoy shopping online, and do not want to break the bank when it comes to buying adaptive clothing. Camille will now discuss the market analysis.
In 2017, the global market for adaptive clothing was worth $278.9 billion, and it is expected to reach $400 billion in the next 5 years. Some of the driving trends in the adaptive clothing industry include social shifts and increased awareness of inclusivity, more research and innovation in the healthcare sector, and a greater need for sustainable materials which aim to minimize environmental effects. Now I'll have Jocelyn explain our clothing designs.
Our goal for these designs are comfort, style, and accessibility. We have the same designs but offer different sizings for men and women. To understand the needs of our consumers, we conducted a survey and received testimonials from individuals with mobility disabilities. For bottoms, our survey points out that 58.3% wanted elastic waistbands. We also got a testimonial from Lindsay, who has a below-the-knee amputation. The most annoying thing about any pants is getting over my prosthetic leg. Our solution to this problem was we added elastic waistbands to make it more flexible and easy to get into the pants. For Lindsay to get easier access to her prosthetic leg, we added zippers to both sides of the legs. In addition, the back of the pants will have a high rise with no back pockets for extra comfort when sitting. And to compensate, we added deeper front pockets with zippers to secure storage. For tops, we designed a magnetic button up to make it easier to put on with one hand. We implemented removable sleeves with magnetic zippers that will allow users to remove and reattach sleeves in their discretion. This will allow amputees to get dressed or undressed with ease, as well as offer more versatility in style. For outerwear, we found that there's a lack of options in adaptive clothing. To solve this, our collection will include a hoodie and a multifunctional puffer jacket. The hoodie will feature a discreet, expandable head opening that will allow the customer to fit their head in with ease, as well as zipper pockets. Our puffer jacket will share the same detachable sleeve function as our top and have a magnetic zipper running around the front for quick closure. We have made it our goal to only use environmentally conscious material. We chose organic cotton as our main material since it's breathable, durable, and contains no pesticides. In addition, the post-consumer recycled polyester we use gives a second life to single-use plastic. Our denim will be made out of natural dyes and organic cotton. Now we will discuss how the competitive market for adaptive clothing currently looks like and how we can do better.
So how do the top adaptive clothing brands compare to Equal? So 3 of the biggest names in the adaptive clothing industry right now are Tommy Hilfiger, Silverts, and IZ Adaptive. All of these clothing companies utilize a variety of design elements to make their clothes adaptive. However, Tommy Hilfiger and IZ Adaptive fall short when it comes to pricing. The 2 high-end brands' premium price tags are inaccessible to many, with over 1/4 of the disabled population living in poverty. While Silverts is more affordable, their clothing styles are dated and appeal to an elderly population. Lastly, none of these companies place a significant emphasis on eco-friendly material. Equal addresses the shortcomings of all of these brands by providing a contemporary take on clothing with innovative design elements to make getting dressed an easy task. Equal's commitments to sustainability surpasses our competitors and do so all at affordable prices to better serve the disabled community. So we've shown you our vision for design, but how will we structure our business?
Our plan is to create our own retail website that sells direct to consumer. Here's an example of what that could look like. We'll include a homepage and separate tabs for products where customers can choose by clothing type or adaptive feature. We are selling direct to consumer because this allows us to have direct contact with our customers. Doing so cuts our costs as well as provides branding autonomy. Because we are marketing our product to young adults that often utilize social media, our marketing tactics will involve driving awareness and building our brand presence on Instagram to attract new customers. We can also send PR packages or offer ambassadorship to social media influencers with followers comprised of our target audience. And customers can receive store credit or discounts for referring people that purchase from our website. We are a startup company, so this is just the beginning, and our marketing tactics will evolve over time. So how will we get our products to our consumers? Our first step is to source materials from environmentally conscious fabric producers like Organic Cotton Press, Cotton Plus, and Handloom Denim. Afterwards, we ship the fabric to our manufacturing facility in Matamoros, Mexico, where clothing is produced, then shipped to our office space in San Antonio, Texas. We will use Equid to establish our e-commerce site, and finally, when an order is placed, we'll have them packaged and shipped from our office.
Now, let's take a look at our pricing strategy. Our low production costs gives us an advantage over competitors like Tommy Hilfiger and IZ Adaptive by allowing consumers access to stylish clothing at a more affordable price. Traditional apparel industry profit margins range from 4 to 13%, making ours higher than most. And we believe that we can accomplish these high margins even with our low production volume as a startup. Next, let's look at our quarterly operating costs. Our main source of costs come from sourcing materials. Manufacturing costs encompass the fees paid to our manufacturer in Matamoros, and ground shipping is mainly comprised of the 5% disbursement fee paid on the value of our clothes. To break even, we will require selling 68% of our quarterly inventory, which we estimate will be more than possible given the potential large market size. So now that we've talked about our current business plans, let's move towards our future outlook. So first off, we need to secure funding from investors such as yourselves. At Equal, the consumer is our true boss. Every solution we design, we want to be centered around human needs. This is why our future plans are predicated on getting feedback from who matters most in the forms of focus groups and polling. Additionally, we want to seek the expert opinions from medical professionals in order to improve our future designs and ensure their safety. As we continue to expand and grow, we want to sell our brand to retailers such as Target or Macy's who advance the inclusivity of disabled persons in the retail space. These plans will be time-consuming and expensive, which is why we need a $50,000 grant. So while you and I have the fashion industry directly cater to our wants and needs, those needing accommodation have been left behind. Alex shouldn't need to spend an hour getting dressed every morning and deal with various problems throughout the day to wear the clothes that he wants. Equal will be the force behind this change. We will allow people like Alex to get dressed in 5 minutes or less and feel empowered when they go out into the world. We hope you found our pitch compelling, and we'd love to answer any questions you have. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, guys. For restaurants, low ratings and unverified reviews can cause serious damage, especially when, in the age of COVID, small businesses are heavily impacted. What if there was a way you can submit a food rating without it disproportionately affecting that restaurant's credibility? Here before you are a few statistics. About 32,109 restaurants have permanently shut down since August, especially small businesses, due to COVID. 90% of customers trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations from family and friends, and 94% of consumers avoid companies with bad ratings.
So to see why this is really a problem, on the restaurant side, as we all know, the final rating that we see on Yelp or Google is based on an average of all the reviews, and one or two really bad reviews can bring that average down significantly. We notice that this is a bigger problem when there are fewer total reviews, which is generally the case with small businesses or newer restaurants. These reviews aren't really helpful as there are hardly any suggestions on how they could improve upon a specific dish. On the customer side, customers often like to see what the dish they're ordering looks like because the same dish can look different in different restaurants. They also look for more detailed information about a certain dish, like how large the portions are or what kind of customizations can be made to the dish. We understand that it can be hard for restaurants to incorporate all of these changes and updates into their website due to lack of time or technical expertise. Therefore, we are proposing a revamp of the restaurant rating system that will help protect small businesses, modernize restaurants, and enhance the online menu process.
The name of our pitch is called Rate the Plate. With the app, you can submit a food rating for whatever food or dish your heart desires. Rather than the typical star rating system, we instead chose spoons, each representing a rating from phenomenal to disgusting, as you can see on our logo. Now that we've touched upon the problem, we'll be discussing first the solution, second competitive analysis, then market analysis, and last but not least, revenue and spending.
So for our product, we plan on using both an app and web-based version. And as you can see on the slide, we've included our color palette for branding and our Rate the Plate logo. Our product includes both the business-to-business and business-to-consumer model, giving restaurants the option to increase their customer base and solve the rating problem, as well as give customers the best possible dining experience. On the app, each restaurant has their own personal profile that includes location, contact information, website, and pricing. Business owners can easily go into their profile and leave announcements or update information. Each profile also includes 4 different ratings: a rating for food, service, ambiance, cleanliness, allowing customers to see a breakdown of their experience at the restaurant. Our app uses a user-friendly interface that allows restaurants to update their menu items at any time and include item-specific photos. As a consumer, you have easy access to the restaurant's name, location, and food rating, as well as each individual item's rating and review, and a category of items offered at the restaurant. Each item has a rating out of 5 spoons and item-specific reviews left by previous customers. This allows businesses to receive item-specific feedback and tweak their menu items to please their customers. While scrolling through the different menu items, customers are able to favorite items and come back to them at a later time, as well as share them with friends and family. These options grant restaurants access to metrics on their most popular dishes and what people are loving the most. When joining the app, businesses have the option to include a QR code at the bottom of their receipt. This allows customers to scan it and leave verified reviews. These reviews allow other customers to see which customers actually ate the product at the restaurant.
Our top competitors are Yelp, Facebook, and Google reviews. To start off, what do all 3 have in common? They show us 1 to 5 food star ratings for restaurants, including store information such as the address, business hours, phone number, even affordability. So, what do each of the 3 succeed and lack at? For Yelp, it is the go-to restaurant platform for reading and submitting food reviews. It has a large customer base, and it's easy to use and to navigate on. However, it lacks showing images for the certain food or dish that you want, including the fact that 1 bad review can damage the restaurant's reputation. For Facebook, it's a great approach for communication/social networking. Because Facebook is mainly a social media platform, not enough reviews are listed. For Google reviews, it's credible and it's reliable, hence the name Google. However, it's not a long-term solution for small businesses because it requires them to at least 150 customer reviews throughout a 12-month period and a minimum 3.5 star rating as a business. With Rate the Play, it can include all the pros and resolve the cons. For target consumer, we were thinking about local restaurants, bakeries, especially small businesses, and reaching out to restaurants with bad reviews.
We plan to reach out to restaurants whose websites are not fully functional, aren't regularly updated, or lacking essential features. We also want to include food trucks and catering services, so our application could integrate as a one-stop service for the food sector.
There are plenty of components needed for our launch. We need to develop our app and website, which will involve our team as well as a satellite coding team. And we need to distribute these to customers and restaurants. This is where the pilot program is going to really help us distribute to restaurants, as well as provide feedback and allow us to update any issues.
So as we mentioned, our pilot program is one of the main ways that we want to get restaurants to use our service. This would include 500 restaurants from Yolo as well as San Francisco County, and we would give them our services for free for 3 months. We would also help them to set up and configure their menus just to make that process as smooth as possible for these restaurants, even though it is an easy process. And then we hope that this can incentivize their competitors to join our app as well, so that they can stay competitive. In terms of our market size, we hope to, in 2 years, get 30% of Yolo and San Francisco County restaurants to use Rate the Plate. And then in 5 to 7 years, we hope to get approximately 170,000 restaurants nationwide using our services. And then in terms of our market size for restaurant eaters, we hope to get approximately 300,000 restaurant eaters using Rate the Plate from Yolo County and San Francisco County within 2 years, and approximately 61 million restaurant eaters nationwide within 5 to 7 years.
So for revenue streams, we intend to charge restaurants a fee because we provide them with the services that are listed, as well as restaurant spotlight deals, where they can be advertised. If you go into a search bar and you're in their area, they will be pinned to the top, as well as future partnerships with delivery services like DoorDash or Uber Eats.
So while our app is free for individual users, we will charge restaurants these base prices as follows. So it would be $49.99 a month or $500 a year. And with this, we expect our revenue to be around $967,000 in 2 years and approximately $9.36 million in 6 years. To reach businesses, while we already talked about the pilot program, we hope to use articles and social media to create buzz, and then also have incentives to get reviews, such as offering restaurants a spotlight ad for a certain number of verified reviews. And to reach restaurant eaters, we also hope to use articles and social media to like foodie newsletters or social media accounts. We hope to create a business social media account, as well as have influencer collaborations to increase our reach. We also think that there are incentives or natural incentive for customers to leave reviews, just because by providing feedback, they'll have a better customer experience after those changes are implemented. And then we also hope to use our loyalty program as one way to increase our premium. We help to incentivize people to apply for our loyalty program, and the reward for that can be the premium membership.
So to break down the $50,000 grant money, we're going to spend $14,000 on a patent for our design and logo, as well as $16,000 to the best UI UX. And for that, we want to include features for customers, such as a survey to see what their food preferences or dietary restrictions are. So that way they can be suggested restaurants that adhere to those, as well as $20,000 to marketing, as we mentioned the pilot program, but we're going to need as much advertising as possible to gain popularity as well as credibility.
And that's the end of our presentation. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you, investors, for being here. We're going to be pitching our app called Reware to you.
This is our team. On our far left, we have our mentor Sindura, and my name is Jimin.
I'm Nathan.
I'm Donna.
I'm Umaima.
And I'm Sadid.
So have you ever just looked at your closet and you found that there were just way too many things for you to organize and that you couldn't figure out what you wanted to wear next? Or maybe you want to try experimenting with new styles, but you found that the costs were way too prohibitive. We found that these are problems common to many, especially those in Generation Z, and that those same people are also turning to the second-hand clothing resale as a way to cheaply diversify their clothing options, earn income, as well as promote sustainability. So we needed a way to easily capitalize on this market and as well as create an app for them.
So the two general industry markets we want to target are global apparel and business-to-consumer e-commerce. In 2020, the global apparel market was estimated to be at $1.5 trillion and is expected to grow to $2.25 trillion by 2025. Additionally, for the business-to-consumer e-commerce market, fashion is currently the largest market segment. In 2019, fashion and business-to-consumer e-commerce was estimated to be around $525.1 billion. This market is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 11.4%, eventually surpassing $1 trillion by 2026. The resale market specifically has been estimated to grow to 5 times the current size in the next 5 years, passing traditional thrift and donation. Lastly, the secondhand market, which is comprised of thrift and resale, is expected to grow to almost twice the size of the currently popular fast fashion by 2029, while resale alone is expected to be bigger than both thrift and fast fashion due to increasing emphasis on sustainability in the United States. To match the large, rapidly growing market and its demand, our app will be made to cater to those that have trouble organizing and reselling their clothes.
So the broadest demographic of people we believe would be likely to use our app is women of all ages. More specifically, we believe many women in the US ages 15 to 34 would be interested in our app. But after analyzing which audience members our app would be most successful with, we concluded that we want to focus on and target women ages 18 to 22 that are currently enrolled in college. So some things that our target customer of 18 to 22-year-old college-aged women value includes sustainable clothing, budget-friendly clothing. This is useful for a large number of our target customers because 70% of college students take out loans for college tuition. And in general, a lot of college students have tight budget constraints and are looking for inexpensive goods. A lot of our target customers own lots of clothing and would like to purchase more clothing. They want recommendations for purchasing used clothing. They're often social media users and they often have busy schedules. Many of our target customers dislike things such as overpriced clothing, forgetting what clothing pieces they own, and wasting lots of time shopping and searching for new thrift stores and secondhand sellers.
When designing our app, we wanted to focus on user experience and creating something that was user-friendly. We noticed that our competitors' apps were very difficult to navigate because of the complicated layout and wanted to fix that. When you first open the app, you get to this landing page where you have the option to create a new outfit, look at past outfits, or favorite pieces. Our app gathers user data such as most worn and least worn pieces in order to personalize the app. At the bottom, we have a navigation bar where you can easily access this homepage, your closet, the Create an Outfit page, view the marketplace, and look at your personal shop. When going to the closet page, you can easily upload new pictures of clothing and categorize them as you want. You can either upload a picture you took yourself or search the clothing piece online and add it to your closet. On the Create an Outfit page, you can scroll through different pieces and put together an outfit of your liking. To make the process very efficient, we designed a carousel-style scrolling method so that users can easily go through different clothing pieces and design an outfit in no time. Every user also has their own personal shop where they can upload clothing pieces they want to sell, and people can privately message them and purchase items. As mentioned before, our app tells users what items they wear the least in their closet so that they can potentially list items for sale and make money from the comfort of their homes. We then have a marketplace where you can shop for clothing and categorize it so you can easily shop for specific items. We designed the marketplace so that users could shop for secondhand clothes online and made the process very easy by integrating a search by category option. We also wanted to create a What's Trending page with different fashion trends, seasonal trends, genres of fashion, and listed color palettes that were popular, so that users can gain inspiration and we could stay up to date on the latest trends in order to successfully market our app.
So how the features of our app match the needs of our target customer
Our customers are able to organize their clothing and put their clothing into different categories for easier searching. Our app recommends profiles of thrift stores and clothing sellers on our app with similar clothing style to the clothing that you have. And our app allows users to sell and buy mainly used clothing, which is a lot more sustainable. In terms of marketing, we're planning on using advertisements, targeted social media advertisements over various platforms such as Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook. We're also hoping to get some social media influencers to promote our app. In terms of discounts, our app is free to download, and to incentivize people to start buying and selling clothes, we have a first-time purchase discount. And our brand and company plans on staying consistent by posting sustainability ideas and eco-friendly tips on our social media forums. And for every 20 pieces of clothing that is sold through our app, we will plant one tree in the Shasta Trinity National Forest in Northern California, where the wildfires happened.
So by analyzing many of the costs that would take for this app, we found that much of the upfront cost will be in actually creating the app. So we need a team, we need developers, we need marketers, we need people that make sure the app is being properly received. So within the first 6 months of developing this, we predict that the salaries will be the most biggest part, about $31,000. Any extra money we get from the grant will go on towards further marketing as well as upkeep. So we predict that much of the grant will total out $49,600 to this part. While these upfront costs may seem high, we do have ways of generating revenue. We predict that we'll be having a 10% sales fee on all transactions, which is cheaper than some of our competitors like Depop, eBay, and Poshmark, which we hope will incentivize sellers to come over from those other platforms. Furthermore, even if we only capture just 0.25% of the share of the market, by charging an average fee of $3, we can still generate $75,000 in revenue alone. This is not including some of the sponsored ads we'd be planning on making in the marketplace. So as a result, we predict that while these upfront costs may seem high, we will be able to have continuous growth in the future and that this will be a sustainable project.
Rewear's three main competitors are Cladwell, Stylebook, and Glam Outfit. Some of our competitors' best features that can be taken into account are Cladwell's outfit suggestions based on the weather, Stylebook's in-depth statistics of the closet, and Glam Outfit's feature of syncing outfits with Google Calendar. However, these apps have their own drawbacks. Cladwell shows very few statistics to the user, Stylebook's application has a lot of bugs, and Glam Outfit's digital closet doesn't connect with anything. All the three competitors' revenue model is based on subscriptions and are not free. Rewear's competitive advantage is that it's an all-in-one app that directly links Closet to the market, creating a buying and selling incentive. It provides all the data insights such as most one, least one, suggesting items relating to the trends. It does not have a subscription-based model and has lower sales fee compared to its competitors. The app is easy to use and very simple. It's safe because of profile features that shows profiles based on ratings and rankings. Finally, it has an appealing design because of updated visuals. We have categorized the infrastructure based on three spectrums: app infrastructure, data infrastructure, and business intelligence. All the three segments are interconnected with each other. The production database feeds the app's data to the various components of the data infrastructure for storage. With the help of various business analytical tools, the data will be analyzed by various teams for critical insights. This is our roadmap for the first 6 months, which is divided into 2 phases. First month involves analyzing our customer and understanding their core problem. In the following 3 months, we'll be simultaneously creating our marketing plan and building the app. We'll be launching our product in the 7th month. Based on the feedback, we'll improve our product and use the existing KPIs to penetrate into new markets. Thank you, judges. I sincerely appreciate your attention this morning. We would love to answer your questions.
All right, you guys. That is going to conclude our final round of case competition for the winter quarter. So great job, and you can drop off and enjoy the rest of your weekend.